when you were at the top of your game, how long? Because you told me you came back from Florida doing theater, and all of a sudden there's the billboard with Deep Throat up there. Near the Deuce, I'm guessing, right? Right? That you weren't
right
in.
On the Deuce.
You're the Deuce kind of player.
Yeah.
How long before that? Because that's a feature film, and that is around this time the feature films start to move forward, right? Not so many of them, but tell me about it.
Okay. There was a guy named Walter Sear, who was a producer back then. He had a sound studio on 8th Avenue, I believe, or somewhere in that Deuce area. And Roberta Finley, who was a camera person for him, and also director. I don't know if these names mean anything to you, but anyway, he was a really great guy, so much fun. He produced a film that was called Fringe Benefits, and it was my very first feature that I did after all the loops and everything that I'd done. But this one was, had sound, talkie and everything. It was my first talkie that I can remember anyway. And from that point on, I did another one for him, kind of a sequel to that. And then these people started to sprout. One producer would do this, and then all of a sudden there'd be another producer getting on the ride also, because it was starting to blossom.
They're making money.
They're making money. And
what kind of money? Do you know what these guys might make, these directors and producers?
Well, I always like to look at it, whenever I would do a budget, you figure on, at the lowest end of $10,000 a day is about what you could make a movie for, a low budget movie.
Porno movie?
Yeah.
In those days?
Yeah, well.
70s?
Yeah, maybe less, maybe 8 back in those days.
Because they're paying you $40, they're paying you more.
I probably demanded more because it was audio, and plus the fact that there's a script and everything else. So I think $150 was a reasonable pay for me back then. $150 a day. Back in the loop days, I would get the $40 per loop, but I would do 3, 4, and sometimes 5 loops in one day.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. So you could do 5 scenes in a day.
At one time, yes.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's pretty strong.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, because I could do 5 scenes, but it's not easy.
It's not easy.
I'm on a set, so is it different, you think, on a feature doing 5 scenes than doing the loops, or is it the same?
Oh, the loops would be much easier.
Yeah.
Not as much pressure.
But
yeah,
not so far away.
Not so far away. Yeah, it's the same formula. It's the same situation. And naturally, the number 5 is going to be kind of a weak-ass one.
Yeah, but 5 scenes a day, that's still great.
Well, yeah, I suppose so. And that's under the hot lights. They don't have hot lights anymore, I've heard. They got the LEDs and stuff, and everything's cool. Man, those 5Ks, they can heat up a room pretty far.
I started with the hot lights, and I was cooking to death.
Yeah, we all sweat.
On a summer day.
On a summer day, too.
Or spring, yeah, but it was hot as fuck.
Oh, man, yeah. Shooting in a bathroom with a 2K in there.
Oh, yeah. It's murder. You got to be in shape.
Yep.
So
that to the guy who asks you if he could be in the business.
Yeah, right. Because once you get really hot, your sensitivity is gone. Mm-hmm. You lose it, a lot of it. You're not as sensitive.
Yeah.
Your dick isn't. Not me.
Yeah, me too. Sweating and everything like that. You can see the sweat dripping off my nose in these movies.
Yeah. Well, that's hot as fuck. Yeah. So the guy's sitting there. He's getting a budget for $8,000, so he's making $500, $1,000. What do you think these guys are making that draw them to the spot, right, to make movies?
My high point was $1,000 a day back then.
But so I want to understand that.
About the producers.
The producer directors, what do you think they're making in those days?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Well, in my movies in that late '80s, you want me to throw a figure at you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so if you say that when you were directing, so you producing, then you know what you're making, so you can give me that one and then tell me what you think they were making in the 70s.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what maybe they were making in the 70s, probably. What do they say, 8,000 a day, probably? Well, I mean, no, on the...
No, the total budget, you
yeah,
said, is 8,000.
The total budget, yeah. Gosh, I don't know.
$500, $1,000?
I really didn't know the end of that industry at that time.
Okay.
So I really have no idea what their budget was or what they made. And I don't know if they were distributing. That's where the money was, in the distribution. So if they were just the producer and they get a flat fee or something out of the budget, that's one thing.
Yeah.
The distribution, you're making money coming in.
Right, yeah, but that's kind of tied in with the boys, wasn't it?
That was back then, yeah. So
Did you meet any of the boys?
I didn't think that I did, but I know I did.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, I didn't realize it at the time, probably. As a matter of fact, I was flown back and forth when I was doing advertising for the movies. I would design ad campaigns. And
You would?
yeah,
For the porn movies?
yeah. I had,
For the boys?
I didn't realize it was for the boys
Okay.
until they flew me to Cleveland.
Oh, yeah.
And they wanted me to work out of Cleveland because they had the stat cameras and everything and all the equipment for me to do my job, to design, the campaigns,
Wow.
the posters and everything.
You were doing them.
Yeah, I did Blonde and Black Silk, Indecent Exposure, several other movies. Jack and Jill, one of Chuck Vincent's movies. Because of the title of Jack and Jill, I was thinking kids and crayons and coloring books. So I designed Jack and Jill as kind of like a coloring book theme. And that was the
So you were doing artwork.
artwork.
You're doing it 'cause from your past history with your father, you kind of knew something.
True, yeah, I guess that's where it came from. But anyway, they flew me to Cleveland, and I was never allowed to meet Mr. Big, or Mr. Cleveland, they called him.
Really? Is that Reuben Sternum?
I probably was, but I didn't know that at the time.
Mr. Big, he called himself, huh?
Yeah,
Did you ever meet his son, David?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
I'm terrible with names and faces,
All right.
but I'm sure I did. I'm sure I met these people.
So really the money would be made from the people of the tribute. I heard that Gerard Damiano wrote that beautiful script. But I don't know how beautiful it was. But he didn't make much money. But that's just the way it is. This is business, right?
That's right.
If you're doing a hardcore business, which is business, distribution, it's not as easy as it might seem. It's not a gravy. It's not an easy walk in the park. And I'm sure that some years, sometimes, for some people, they have good runs where it's easy, but it's like little small runs, and then it's kind of like, it seems a lot of rocky roads, a lot of places. That's why not everybody can do it.
That's true.
That's
very true.
for distribution of business.
Yeah. The first movie I did, in all the right places, I approached one of the people, I don't know the name of who it was, but obviously probably one of the boys. And I said, I want to make a movie, blah, blah, blah. Here's the script and stuff. And I was very organized back then. I had what's called a production board that folds out. And,
I remember because I think I said that to you. Well, I said that before. That you're the only guy that I can remember in my time, maybe one person, I don't know who it was, that had like a storyboard and had all the shots, the ideas set up and what you did, right? And I was paying attention going, wow.
I remember that. I remember you looking into that and wondering about in fact, I explained it to you, didn't I?
Maybe.
Yeah, I did.
Maybe. I mean, that's way back, but I definitely remember looking at it, and wondering, so you might have explained it to me. I remember that I think we used to shoot at Springboard a lot, right?
Yeah.
So that's one of your main locations?
Yeah.
And so I think that's where I really started paying attention and saying, I didn't ever have the idea to become a director. I just was always curious.
Yeah. Well,
you know.
it's fun. It really is to be organized like that. I loved it. The good thing about like a production board like that is if there's any change, somebody didn't show up or anything like that, you can take one of the strips and move it over here and put this one here. You can change it all around and still make it all work the best way, the best possible way. But anyway, getting back to my first movie, I told him how much I need to do this production. And he's very nice, this guy, obviously one of the boys. And he reaches under his desk and he puts out $40,000 cash and slides it forward to me. He says, go make me a good movie. And I freaked. Look at this pile of $100 bills, all in cute little bundles and everything. And so I said, I thought to myself real quick, do I count this? Would that be professional, or should I trust him and just stick it in my briefcase and thank him and go bye-bye? And what's the best thing to do? So I decided that I would just count it real fast, kind of a cross between the two. Count it fast and then put it in my briefcase, Okay, thank you. I'll make a good movie for you. And I did. And it was fun.
That was the 80s?
Yeah. Let's see. I'd have to look at release date. Probably 80, 81, 83, somewhere in that neighborhood. Yeah.
Okay. So you started directing fairly quick.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So how many years were you an active actor, performer,
I'm still there.
Oh, yeah? No, but, on film.
Wannabe. No, I don't know. My last movie was that I acted in was 2001, and I don't remember the name. I wish I did.
You did a scene?
I did a scene.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was a spur-of-the-moment scene, and I wasn't really cast. I think I was maybe one of the cameramen or something like that. I did camera also, as you well know.
Yeah.
And they said, you want to do a scene? I said, sure. She looks like my cousin.
Is that good?
Oh, yeah. Always wanted to bang my cousin.
Yeah? Oh, hey, I had a couple cute cousins.
Okay.
So I'm with you.
Yeah, oh, good.
People today will be like, oh, no. But let's go back in history. So many men and women have been having sex with their cousin throughout time.
Yeah.
So people can think what they want, but the facts are the facts.
Exactly. It doesn't matter. A woman is a woman, and it's, I think a lot of it has to do with the no-no about it all, too.
Oh, yeah.
You're not supposed to. So that makes it even more of a turn-on.
The taboo.
The taboo, that's the word I was thinking of.
Taboo American style.
Yeah, Taboo 2, that was in that movie.
Yeah. You and Pt, right? Or who was in that?
I don't know. I've played
Jamie
dad.
Gillis.
I'm always playing the dad.
Yeah.
No, it was Kevin James.
I heard that guy.
Yeah, he's dead now.
All right.
So many people kill themselves, too.
Did he kill himself?
I believe so.
Why? Your idea? Why?
Who knows why?
Okay. So,
Cal Jammer.
Cal Jammer, I like Cal. He was nice.
Yeah, he was. I used him as an actor a couple of times.
Yeah, he wasn't a strong actor, but he's a nice guy. I liked him. So you had pretty much, you're saying you did 32 years of performing off and on. 2001's the last one.
I haven't done the math. Is that correct?
Yeah, 6'9" to 99 is 30 plus 2 is 32.
Good.
So,
My head's too tired to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, well, back in the, when you're younger and stuff, you can do a math problem immediately, but
Right.
since I don't do it very often,
You got to practice.
then you got to practice.
I love math.
I used to, yeah. And geometry, like I told you, it passed every 100, A plus, for some reason.
So what is the top rate you got paid when you were an actor?
1,000 a day.
1,000 a day? How'd it feel?
Felt good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you worked your way up because you started in the 60s, man.
Yeah.
So when did you start getting paid $1,000 a day?
That's hard to say.
Mid-70s?
Obviously, in the big budget films, late 80s.
Late 80s?
That's wrong. Probably early 80s.
Early 80s. So no 70s, no way.
I don't think so.
Because Pt said he got paid $1,000 a day in 76, 77. Mitchell
Really?
Brothers. That true?
I would tend to doubt it. Not a guy. A girl maybe,
Yeah.
but not a guy. I think that's an exaggeration.
Okay. Yeah.
They just weren't, and not in the 70s, they weren't paying 1,000 a day.
I said that to Ron. He goes,
Really?
I love Pt, so
All right.
I'm an advocate. I like him. He's cool.
And PT didn't even need the money. He's a fucking millionaire and he doesn't even need the money. He does it because he needs to get laid.
Yeah?
Ugh.
He's not that. They say he can just walk down the street, pick up girls wherever he wants. He's a tall, was a good-looking guy, so I think that he might have a chance.
I hate it when guys are just they don't need it for the money. Because people like me and I don't know how you are, but we did it for the money because it was a job. It paid the rent.
So you did the porn for the money?
Yeah.
Really?
Paid the rent. Helped pay the rent.
So that's the main reason you did it, for the money?
Yeah.
Not for the fun?
Not in the early days.
Huh?
No. It was a side job. It was like the loops I could make, if I did 4 loops in one day, $100 or so, it could help pay the rent back then. So.
What was the rent back then per month?
Good gosh, I can't remember. I have no idea.
$100, $200?
Yeah, maybe 4 tops.
400?
Maybe.
Wow, really?
I don't know.
1970? Really? Maybe?
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't say.
So $1,000 was fun though, getting paid $1,000.
Oh yeah. Well, especially if you're going to work 10 days. That's for dialogue days too.
Yeah, that's great, huh?
Yeah. I mean, if I'm doing a dialogue day, I get the same rate as a sex day. Because, hey, you're getting 2 or 3 scenes out of me in one day, well, then I'm going to talk for a while and it's going to pay the same, right? Deal or no deal?
Really? And you were very popular because you had already started, because you were a good actor, because you're a good-looking guy, the girls liked you. What do you think was the reason the people hired you? Because you got a lot of action, right? A lot of good jobs?
Yeah, I did. When the budgets got higher and the scripts got lengthier, and it was, they needed people who could handle lines. Me as a director, I would only hire people that could handle lines. God knows why I hired you. I mean,
No, my memory, I can remember lines. Was I a great character? No, because I really didn't know the skill.
Yeah.
But I'm intelligent, so I could have, if somebody would have showed me the way, how to make a character, because I went to theater school like about 5 years ago, and I said, wow, this is pretty easy. And I passed everybody up in class quickly.
I want you to see those films that I gave you.
Yeah, I'm looking.
You were good in
I did good?
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, you were a great boss.
Oh, thank
you.
you.
Were a bad boss.
Yeah.
I want that script finished. You better go do it or I'm going to fire you. Whatever,
That was good.
Oh,
See-
yeah. I had a tight shot on your lips too because it was a weird fantasy type thing.
Well, thank you. If I would have known how to even make a character more, I could have probably did a lot.
Oh yeah.
Now that I know how you're supposed to backstory, this, that, blank, posture, every single thing, right?
Yeah.
You could put into a character.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but thank you for saying I did good, because so many people said, oh, TT sucks as an actor. Blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay.
Hey, you're a type.
Yeah.
That's why I hired you, because you were a specific type.
But I did a good
You did it good.
sex scene, though.
Yeah. But that's, yeah.
I mean,
In both films, Mirage and the Visualizer.
yeah. No, I liked
Bear in mind, though, that I was shooting for couples audience.
okay.
These aren't your hardcore pound, 5 sex scenes, 20 sex scenes or something.
Okay.
I limit myself to 5 sex scenes, and I treat them with a woman in mind, too.
Okay.
They're not as You know, just
Right.
I filmed them nicely. Just
Yeah, I remember seeing, comes to my mind, you like to light it up. You set a tone. You set a tone so the lights are set in a certain way, so it gives you the feeling of a romantic time and
Oh, yeah,
night,
yeah.
low light or high light. I remember you guys doing a lot of lighting.
I spend a great deal of time on lighting simply because lighting makes the scene.
Mood.
Mood. Thank you.
That's the word I'm looking for.
Makes the mood. And I would spend a lot of time getting that. My crew thought I was nuts.
I remember you fucking with the lights a lot.
Yeah.
How's that? That's 28 years ago.
That's really cool. That's really nice. Thank you. It's a good
Yeah,
compliment.
I remember. I must have been paying attention.
Yep, you were. Yeah, you must have.
Did I seem like a diligent actor,
Yeah.
performer?
Oh, yeah. No, you're very reliable and everything. That's why I hired you. Plus, there's a lot of actors where it's going to be iffy when it gets to the sex. I could always rely on you. You know?
Yeah, I was.
I think I used you in 3 movies, not just 2, but I don't.
At least three. I think more than 3.
More than 3.
I think 5.
I only have
to
2 in my collection.
Yeah. No, we worked together more than 3. I'm thinking 5 to 10 times. I think.
If I could ever get a directing job again, I'd hire you in a flash.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
I've been gone a long time. You know, I started my own company. You know, did I ever tell you that?
No,
You didn't know that?
no. Well, maybe I've heard it.
Well,
The production company or what?
I distributed.
Oh, you distribute.
I started producing, then I started distributing.
Oh,
So my company,
that's why you can afford such a nice shirt.
my company, I own 1,600 titles.
Good Lord.
You know, I had big distribution, a lot of movies, a lot of action. I used to shoot 20 movies a month. You know, I used to have it going on. I would say I helped pioneer black porno in 1996. I got it really going. It was there barely, but I really started pumping it up. And I also brought Latin porn from South America in. I traveled the world, did a lot of stuff, and put a lot of product into the marketplace. So I did quite a bit. You'd be surprised what I accomplished. But we're here about you, you know what I mean? So it's all about you.
Well, that's something I would have gotten into if circumstances had been different for me. A lot of things happened where I had to, first of all, the cancer and everything set me back, and then I had a situation where my house was torched on purpose, and I lost everything.
Somebody burnt your house down?
Yeah, my ex and her boyfriend.
Why?
They were drugged out. But besides that, I lost everything. So I had to start life out at 50 from scratch. And I gained custody of my 2 sons and had to raise them on my own. So I was a busy boy. I had a lot on my, what's the expression?
Plate.
A lot on my plate, yeah.
You never know what ball's coming at you, right? Big ball. Is it a small ball with poison connected to it?
Right.
Or is it a big ball that's just going to fucking take your head off?
Yeah. But anyway, I probably would have taken the route you've taken and gotten into distribution and producing, because I enjoyed that. I enjoyed it. But
Life is a trip. You
life
can't.
is a trip, yeah.
You got to be so perfect sometimes, and some people seem like they just have a nice ride. But I guess you have to live in their shoes. You never know.
Yeah, that's right.
So I have some actors I'm interested in, right? Because I was a fan of porn. I was a serious porn fan. I love porn. I was a maniac for sex. You know, super maniac.
Yeah.
Seriously. So I'm going to run down these names. You know, we'll have to get started with John Holmes.
Okay.
What kind of guy was he? Was he cool? Piece of shit? What was he? There's different stories out there.
He was in the jail cell with me, when we got busted.
Oh, yeah?
He was in that movie.
In Jersey.
Yeah. So we shared a cell for a few hours. Oh, and that's funny because we're all crammed in this one-man cell, and there's like 6 or 8 of us in there, kind of like packed in, which is against the law. They're breaking all kinds of law. They didn't give us a phone call. That's against the law. In any case, 2 guards in this small town, and they said, "Hey, you're John Holmes, aren't you? And that's Eric Edwards. Can we get your autograph?" We're behind bars. And they run out and get some paper or something or other and hand it through us through the bars. And John and I are like, because we're scared. We don't know what the fuck's going to happen to us. And we're actually giving an autograph right through the friggin' bars of the jail cell to these 2 guards.
They're police. They're police guards.
Yeah, the police guards.
Yeah, police.
Mm-hmm. And they want our autographs when they just busted us. Well, they weren't the ones who did the busting, but they were.
I gotcha.
They were the ones there at the jail. But I just thought that was very incongruous or something. I don't know. But anyway, John was. He could have been an okay guy, but he was just a dick. I mean, literally, in both ways of the word. That's all he was up here. His cock was his life.
Oh,
And he was actually getting kind of sensitive about that, because he felt that that's all he was, that's all he was good for. And so I found it to be kind of sad in a way. I don't know, I didn't really know him that well. I'd only worked with him on a few, maybe half a dozen shoots. But the jail thing was interesting.
Did he have the big giant dick they say he had?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever seen Mandingo?
No, I don't
No?
think so. Sounds familiar, though. Is
He's
it?
a black actor who's got a really big dick.
Oh, no. Oh, probably I've seen it then.
So I'm just trying to understand the size, because, we're all the men that want to have big dicks, the biggest dick in town, and you're the king, right?
Yeah,
So-
that's what they called him, the king.
Right. But how big? It was 10 inches, 12 inches, 15 inches?
Well, I'd say about this long, about that big
Oh,
around.
so this thing, how long?
About this long.
So that's about 13, 14 inches?
Yeah,
So seriously, he had a big ass dick.
yeah,
Crazy.
about that big around.
Do you use Shawn Michaels, right?
Yeah, I saw him at the birthday party.
Yeah, I brought him there.
Oh,
But so Shawn Michaels is pretty big, but nothing like John Holmes, right?
I don't know. I don't really.
You didn't use Shawn Michaels?
I don't really notice.
Pay attention? Yeah, okay.
I don't pay attention much.
Well, I like girls, but I don't like guys.
Walk around
But
with a ruler. Yeah.
well,
Hey, could you whip it out for me? You mind?
Well, maybe because I want a 12-inch or a 15-inch dick, you know what I mean?
Who wouldn't?
Yeah. But anyway, so you're saying that his dick looks 13, 14 inches, a big monster. I mean, you work next to him, or you were right there on the set?
But he had trouble getting it up.
Yeah, all the time?
Most of the time. Yeah,
Really?
That was pretty much the hardest part. Was getting him hard.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Okay. All right. So he wasn't that great of a guy, just a whatever.
Terrible actor.
Terrible actor too, right?
Yeah, terrible. Personality-wise, a 3. 4 maybe, if he cracked a joke, but he never did.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
In other words, I don't really have a great opinion of him. If he had been a jovial, kind of friendly guy, I would have said nicer things. But he was confused.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say about me, since you're saying that about him? I'm putting you on the spot.
Yes, you are. Well, first of all, I like you. So anything that's going to pop out of my mouth is going to be with affection.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
So you're a good guy. You're successful now, and I think that's really great that you're successful. And I wish I had been, and things had changed. You're good looking. You can perform, and remember your lines and show up on time. And that's the best thing I can say.
All right. That's cool. Thank you.
Welcome.
Let's go to Harry Reams.
Harry, all right, Harry was a big problem. He was a good friend of mine and a drug friend.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're getting into some nitty-gritty here.
We're getting nitty-gritty, and one of the lowest times of my life. Shooting coke.
Whoa, that's serious.
Yeah. And Harry was writing on Deep Throat. He was writing on that film and all the trials and everything that he had to go through. He was a mess. It destroyed him. But we became friends, and we would get together and get high and we'd go to the Playboy Mansion and hang out and stuff like that. And in fact, one time we'd stayed up all night high on coke. Excuse me. And we went down to the breakfast nook. I'd call it a nook. It's kind of like a table for six or something like that. And Harriet was sitting across from me like you and I are now. And all of a sudden, Jack Nicholson sits down next to you, and Hef sits down next to me. And we're all silent. Nobody says anything. Very awkward kind of moment because we're all hungover like crazy.
All four?
All four of us. I wanted to say, you know, you're one of my favorite actors. I really loved you, and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, you know, but I couldn't. I was so shy and high and tired, been up all night and everything, and I could have said something to Hef too because I'd met him before. But we were just all kind of silent, and we just ate our steak and eggs, and Harry and I left. And, the sun was up, and we had to get back, you know. Oh, God.
So you were invited because you were big porn stars?
Oh, we weren't invited. We just had carte blanche to go in whenever we wanted.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? How?
You get on the list. We were on the list. You talk to The Rock when you first drive up, and you say, "It's Eric Edwards, it's Harry Reams, we're coming in." The gate opens up.
But how did you get on the list?
I can't remember.
I mean, come on, man, it's a big deal.
Oh,
to me, I want to be on a list to go to the mansion. I've been there, but that's the glory days.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I don't know how it happened. I really don't. I mean, I knew that
This is life.
Hef had a rack of films that I was in upstairs.
I heard he liked porno.
Yeah. So I guess it was through Harry, because Harry was almost practically living there.
Whoa, really?
For a while, yeah.
Wow.
You know, I think he did live in the guest house or something for a while. But in any case, getting back to the problems with him.
I like the mansion, man.
You like the mansion? No.
Did you fuck some playmates?
No.
Come on, man.
No.
You're a porn star. What do you mean? Should have got 5 in one night.
What do you want, a busman's holiday?
Yeah. You didn't get any?
No, I don't think so.
Come on, man.
No, I don't think so.
You're too shy. Did Harry get him?
I wouldn't know.
Fuck. Come on, man. You gotta do one for the porno community.
I know. Well, see, it's like you come off of the set and it's the last thing you want to think about. I don't know.
Not me.
With me, it's like I'm different.
Really? You just want to hang out?
I just wanted to hang out and see all the pretty things.
Were they pretty, those playmates? How'd they look?
Well, that particular night, nobody was around.
Oh.
It was like all night long. Everybody was asleep. I went to parties, you know. I don't know what the parties were for. If it was like an opening of one of the shows, the movies that I was in, or if it was just a party for some odd reason. I remember walking all the way to the back of his property and finding a zoo back there with monkeys in it and stuff, you know, and I thought, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. The grotto was really interesting. I really liked the idea, though, that you could just strip naked and they hand you a nice, fresh, warm robe and everything, you know, so you get a robe and well, what happened to my clothes? They take care of it for you. They know who you are. You can ask for your clothes whenever you want, you know, and then they bring them to you. it's like a lifestyle, the rich and famous.
It's fucking great.
Yeah, wow.
Come on, man. You're going to the Mansion, the Playmates. You didn't talk to any of the Playmates?
Oh, of course I did.
Yeah.
What was that Barbie? What's her name? Barbie? I think his wife or somebody. I don't know. But anyway, no, I wasn't really into what I should have been into, probably because I was high all the time.
Shooting coke is pretty rough, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for me, if I was to do cocaine, it's only for sex. But for you, it was just to talk? What was the reason? And I never shot anything in my life, but shooting up's heavy.
It's a habit. You're addicted. It's an addiction.
But what'd you like about it?
The high is pretty incredible. That's what it does. The high is just unbelievably euphoric.
No sex, not a sex high.
It's not a sex high. Not to me anyway. Maybe I'm different. I don't know. But in any case, Harry was very confused and very angry, extremely angry inside at what life had dealt him. He lived out on the beach in Malibu in a little tiny apartment. There was like a converted garage into a tiny apartment. And I would drive all the way out to Malibu and we'd party out there. And then other times he would come into Hollywood where I lived and we'd party there. And he would get so paranoid that he thought people were in trees trying to get him. He'd look around like this and he'd, "Do you see them? You see them up there? Harry, you're hallucinating. Come on, just calm down."
So he was just a mess, Harry Reams.
Yeah, Harry Reams was a mess. The last I heard from Harry was not too long ago, maybe 5 years, shortly before he died. We talked on the phone. Oh, no, actually, an interviewer called me wanting to interview Harry. And I said, I don't give out his number. Eventually, she found his number from somebody else. Harry calls me, and I'm in the parking lot of my grocery store about to go in to buy groceries, and he starts screaming at me on the phone, "Why did you give out my number?" I said, I didn't. "You gave out my number, blah, 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 blah. How dare you do that," et cetera, et cetera. And he was so crazy that I had to hang up on him because people were starting to turn and look at, he was so loud, people could actually hear him.
Wow.
And so I hung up on him, and that was the last I heard from him.
Was he on cocaine, maybe?
Medications.
Medication?
Yeah, he was dying.
Oh.
And he died of about 4 or 5 days later.
Of?
I don't know what he died of.
Well, was he a good actor, a good performer? Or just he didn't do that much?
No, he was a terrible actor because he was brought up in the early days of filming, and he over-exaggerated everything. He thought everything was a joke and made it try to funny and exaggerate it. So everything he did was Deep Throat style. Like the doctor in Deep Throat, and that's who he played. He never got rid of that character. It was just him.
He didn't really do that much work anyways, did he?
It's quite a bit, I thought, but I don't know.
100 movies? I mean,
Maybe 100.
100. And not a crazy, but a fair amount.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was riding on his fame from Deep Throat.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Did you start before Holmes, or did Holmes start before you?
I think I started before Holmes did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did.
All right, so we got the super grandfather here. Well, let's go to Jerry Butler. Nothing's
All right.
about Jerry Butler.
Yeah, what about Jerry Butler?
Cool, good guy?
Yeah, Jerry was kind of a person who had to be on all the time. He had to be cracking jokes. I think he would come in fresh every day with a dozen or more jokes memorized, and he would go up to a small group of actors or any specific person and just crack a joke constantly. And I'm sensitive to people, and I kind of picked up on the fact that this is an overcompensation of some kind that happened in his childhood or whatever. He just has to be liked. He has to be on.
He liked cocaine, probably, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah, Buck told me. I mean, I was pretty friendly with Buck Adams.
Oh.
So, all right, Buck Adams. What'd you think of him?
I never knew he was the brother of
Amber.
Amber. Yeah, I never knew that. And I hired Buck one time for, actually, I think it was my first film. And he had some sort of argument with his girlfriend or somebody, and he held up my chute because they went out into the backyard and started screaming at each other.
That Jeanette Little Dove?
It could have been. Yeah, it could have been.
Indian-looking girl?
It could have been, yeah. Anyway, they started arguing, fighting and everything, and he was holding up my chute. So my opinion of Buck was bad at that time, but then I got to like him a little bit better. Worked with him maybe half a dozen more times on an actor standpoint, you know. So
side by side, same.
Yeah. So he was okay. He's cool.
So he's okay. I liked him.
Yeah.
John Leslie.
John Leslie. Oh my. I can't talk too bad about him because my girlfriend kind of likes him too.
Yeah, don't talk bad about him, please. I liked him a lot.
I like him. He was a good guy. Although I wish that he and I could have had more acting scenes together. He was a good actor, and the only acting bit that we had was in Great Expectations. And he comes up to me and said, "Gee, I've seen all of your movies, la, la, la." That's his line, you know. And I'm saying, "Oh, you've seen all mine, huh? Yeah, you're the best."
He said that to you?
Well, that's his line.
Oh, okay.
These are lines. And I'm practically telling you the scene here. I've seen it recently, that's why. But it's kind of funny that the big John Leslie is talking to me like I'm an idol, you know. I'm his idol and stuff. You know, wow, I've seen all your stuff and you're really great. And Chuck Vincent really makes the best, really does. And I said, "Oh, really? Oh, okay."
So, but he said this to you on...
No, these are his lines
in
the movie.
Okay.
That's his character.
All right.
He's playing an actor and I'm playing the director.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and it's a funny movie. It's a funny scene.
He was a cool guy, right?
It's a great movie.
John Leslie is cool.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He had his little circle of other actors that kind of worshipped him.
Really?
Yeah, like Howie and
Howie?
Howie and Joey.
Who's Howie again? Is that Richard Pacheco?
Richard Pacheco, yeah.
All right.
And they were like a little clique that I couldn't enter into.
All right, Joey Silvera. Joey was cool, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I wasn't allowed in. But
Really?
Yeah, I was hurt.
Really?
It hurt my feelings. It really did, that I couldn't be part of the little California group of actors. But I got over it.
I was thinking you did. So, see, like, you're a good actor. You almost have it going. Richard Pacheco, they gave him, listen, okay, I was going to say this. Whoever put together the 50 greatest porn stars, whatever it was that was on Showtime, had Richard Pacheco up there in the top 10, right? I know he did like only 4 or 5 years in the business. He was not some radical performer, right? Didn't do a huge amount of work, and maybe he's a super nice guy and a good actor. Mm-hmm. But how does somebody justify that when you have other people, like let's say Mark Davis. Mark Davis did 24 years. You know Mark Davis, right?
No, I don't.
Oh, you know Mark Davis? Oh, okay. Well, Mark Davis did 24 years, and the girls loved him. He did great work, right? Okay. Or let's say me, I did 17 years. I did probably 2,000 movies. 2,000 movies, maybe 3,000 plus scenes. Mm-hmm. Never failed, 4 or 5 scenes a day, every day, all the time. Mm-hmm. And always came into work like a laser. 'Cause I took it serious
Yeah.
and accomplished so much. So just between me and you, why would they do that for a guy who really couldn't fulfill my shoes as far as being in the business like I was, and then being a crazy producer and all this? How do people? Can you give me just real quick? What do you think the reason is for something like that?
I don't understand what you're
No, why the people didn't see the other people when they would
talking
pick.
about. Howie?
Yeah, why would they pick him out?
Richard Pacheco.
Was he that great? Just John Holmes reincarnated?
Well, he's very kind of limited in his characters, first of all, and he doesn't have a very large tool for the trade.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. But you've always he was good as an actor, and I like him as a person. So it's as far as his success in the industry, I don't know how many films he's done. Do you?
Yeah, not very many.
No. All right. Well.
Maybe 100.
Yeah.
200.
He's written a couple of books. I read his first one, and it's friggin' long, but very informative about the industry. And his second one is I'm still reading. So,
Oh, yeah. Oh.
but I don't think he was really very successful in the industry, and he didn't make a really big name for himself. I think he has made a big name for himself by writing. I think that that's more of a name than his actor name, if you can figure that one out.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so that's what I thought.
Yeah,
Because-
I'm envious of him though, because he's got a nice marriage and
Oh, yeah.
kids and grandkids, and why couldn't that have happened to me?
Yeah, I don't know. Life, it gives you different
Yeah,
paths.
I know.
And I'm not a hater. I'm just a guy who wonders these things. Because I asked Peter North, and he's like, what the fuck? Come on.
Yeah.
Peter North, don't you think he's way up there of greats?
Oh yeah. If you're talking about names and stuff like that, Peter North would be a bigger name, but I think Pacheco would be a better actor. Peter North is not an actor. I hired Peter for his shooting capacity.
Yeah, but yeah. I got you.
Okay.
Am I a better actor than Peter
Much
North?
better actor.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
But all right, well, I want to say that's all I want to. Peter North, he's my brother, so
Yeah,
only.
no, I like Peter North. He did a really funny bit with me in one of my movies, and it's hysterical. So I've used him several times. He was in Mirage too,
Yeah,
wasn't he?
probably side by side with me. Probably, I don't know.
Yeah, you got to see those movies.
I'm good at watching, believe me.
I was hoping you'd see them before we talked,
Oh.
but that's okay.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of the girls.
All right.
So just real quick off touch, because we got to move fast now, so we got to make them fast answers. The 70s girls or the 80 girls? Because you work with those girls. 60 girls really weren't stars yet, so they don't count really.
Yeah.
So
I don't remember
70s,
their names.
70s or 80s? Which girls did you like more?
Well, first of all, I think I like the California girls better than the New York girls, and that would be moving into the 80s. So I moved to California in 81, and so I like, I like the surfer types and stuff, the tan. I was a tan freak. I used to go to Jamaica all the time
Oh,
to
yeah?
enhance my tan.
Oh, that's cool.
I had my favorite spot, it was a campgrounds. Cheap as hell.
Kingston or?
No, it was on the North Shore, right in the boonies. Of course, it's all tourists now.
Negril, Ocho Rios,
It's
Montego Bay.
Between Montego Bay, no, but between the Grill and whatever's on the eastern.
Yeah, probably Ocho Rios.
Anado Bay was the closest village, 12 miles away. It was only one telephone.
All right.
It was a campground. It was Mother Nature in the raw. I would go there because it was really cheap, and I loved camping. Right on the bluffs of the Caribbean. It was just like, oh, wow, what paradise. and I would enhance my tan. In fact, I took Arcadia Lake down for a photo shoot that I shot myself, and I sold it to a magazine and called it Eric and Arcadia in Paradise or something, in Eden, I think they said, and it paid for the trip. Yeah, selling
That's
the
cool.
shoot, I should have kept that up. I should have taken girls down to Jamaica and shot them, and get a free trip out of it.
This is off the subject, but did you like fucking the girls for hours on time, or just a 10, 20, 30-minute quickie?
At home or on the set?
At home.
Oh, at home? Oh, I'd make it last as long as I could.
Okay. It's a long time.
Well, I want the girl to get off first.
Yeah. So hours and hours?
Whatever it took. She's top priority.
That's cool. I would like the girls to come. Me too.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about these girls then. Here's a list. All right. Let's make them yay or nay, or if you have any special memories of them, let me know.
Okay. I may not know, but go ahead.
Well, their names.
Okay.
Veronica Hart.
Oh, sweetheart. I was her first and last in the industry.
Really?
We have a joke about that.
She was good? Good fuck?
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was.
But you're not really that guy that says good fuck. You're just like more...
I'm a guy that likes the person. Yeah. And I like the person.
I can't really get out of you that she had good pussy.
No, you can't.
She sucked dick good.
No, I know. Yeah.
You can't divulge that.
No.
You can, but you can't.
Yeah.
You can't remember.
I'm shy about talking about stuff like that. It's the Baptist upbringing.
But she was good.
Yeah, no, she was
Good sex, hot sex scenes.
Yeah, she was good.
Okay.
A pro, also good actress. And
Her
go ahead.
her buddy Sharon Mitchell.
Oh, Sharon and I go way back into the Loop days.
Wow, really?
Oh yeah, back in those days.
So it's early 70s or 60s?
Well, early 70s, maybe possibly in that 69.
Wow, really?
Possibly.
Are you in touch with her?
You know what? I left a message 6 months or so ago, and I just haven't gotten an answer back.
Okay.
We used to stay in touch. My son and I drove up to visit her, upstate California, and we stayed there for a few days, and that was the last time I saw her. I think she wanted to distance herself from us in the business and stuff like that. So
Okay.
I don't know if anybody's contacted her, but she never returned my call. I probably called her a couple of times.
I was a fan of Sharon Mitchell. She had that sexy frame. She just looked hot.
Yeah.
I worked with her twice.
You know what I did? There was a movie that I will never, ever, ever forget this, and I've shown it to other people, and they freak out. We did a sex scene in a bathtub, just the tub itself, like on a set like this, filled with 100 pounds of spaghetti and sauce.
Wow. The
And
fuck?
they put all this slimy spaghetti all over our bodies as she's on one side and I'm on the other, and we're going like this, And then they pour on the sauce, and oh, come on, you really want me to get up and this, come on. But I did, and we had this full-blown sex scene and all this goop. Sharon said she was pulling spaghetti out of her pussy 2 weeks afterwards.
She had a lot of personality.
Oh yeah, cool.
I liked her.
I liked her a lot.
I don't like the AIM situation was a weird situation, but you weren't around really to understand it, I don't think. But
I was around.
Huh? No, you were around, but not really in see what I saw. So I'm not going to bring it up.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
All right.
This is a positive show, and I like Sharon.
Yeah.
So, but she was sexy as fuck, and she was good hot sex for you.
Oh yeah.
I mean, do you appreciate the horny hot girls, or is that not really? Everybody should appreciate those girls.
Yeah, I guess so.
You more mellow?
Well, I'm more mellow. I don't like screamers.
Shut up.
Yeah, I don't like screamers. I don't like over exaggeration that seems phony.
Yeah.
If a woman is getting off, it's usually more of a quiet thing instead of a screaming thing. So it's kind of, I'm weird.
So Sarah Mitchell, I thought she was great. For me, she's got to be one of the best porno stars there were, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. From the old days.
Yeah. Well, I'm even in the League of Porn Stars, she should be there.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh yeah. That's what
But
she'd never show up though. Yeah.
she wouldn't show up.
I don't think so. No.
Huh?
I don't think she would show up for any awards or anything like that.
Oh, I don't know. Really? You're saying she wouldn't show up for awards?
I don't know. Maybe she's just unfriending me. I have no idea.
Oh, right now. You're saying, oh, yeah. No,
Oh,
okay.
yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, see, if she show up to this? Yeah, I don't know.
No.
It's probably not. But, Seika.
Seika. I was never sexually turned on to Seika for some odd reason, so it was always a chore. Even though I think she got sweeter as time went on, and I liked her more.
Huh?
But in the early days when I was like nervous about who I worked with and kind of still trying to figure out things my own way, Seika was not a big turn on for me.
Okay.
But I liked her as a person.
She was pretty, though, huh?
Yeah, kind of pretty.
Kind of?
Yeah. I'm not real fond of bleached hair.
Okay.
Back then in the early New York days, when it's bleached, it looks bleached.
Oh,
and the girls also used to bleach their pubes. And even Serena would bleach her pits.
I heard about that Serena girl from Bill Marigold.
Yeah.
Said that she was hot as hell.
Yeah, she was.
Pretty, too?
Yeah, she was.
Serena.
Yeah.
That's one up there. Vanessa Del Rio.
Vanessa and I had one of my hottest blowjob scenes. And what was it? I forget the name of the movie. Anyway, I called it the feather scene because she had a boa. She plays a hooker. I play, what's the male hooker called?
Gigolo?
A what?
Gigolo.
A gigolo. And I played a gigolo. But we don't know that either one is what they are. So we're trying to outdo each other. In bed, we just think. I think she's just a girl that I'm doing, and she's doing me. But anyway, the blowjob is done with a boa feather and talking sexy to me right next to it, like this. And she just tickles me, doesn't touch, doesn't suck, doesn't do anything. And I'm getting aroused by just the thought of what she is saying and blowing and everything. And she's doing this and doing that. And I actually come that way without her even touching me.
No way.
Yep.
That's wild.
Yep. I have that scene. I think it's like, really, wow, how did I do that? I must have been young.
Fuck, that's wild. But did you fuck her in a scene?
Oh yeah.
Numerous times?
No, I've had several scenes with her.
Was she great?
Yeah. Yes and no. Yes and no. Once again, I liked her as a person, but at that time she had silicone implants.
Oh, yeah.
And the silicone implants back in those early days were hard as rocks. And the scars. The camera would cheat and try not to show the scars, but I can see them. So I'm, trying to find something else on that.
But was the pussy good?
The pussy's fine.
Because it had that big ass crazy clit, right?
Yeah, that's right, her big clit. Now that was exciting. Thank you for reminding me. I was searching for something better than the knockers,
Was she pretty?
She's Latin kind
Yeah.
of. So she's
Puerto Rican or Cuban?
Puerto Rican, yes.
Puerto Rican. I'm Puerto Rican.
Oh, that's right, you are. Yeah, and you're pretty.
Come on.
Knockers, I don't know. Maybe you could get some implants there, but
No, thanks.
back in those early days, though, the implants were terrible because you would see.
Oh, yeah.
You'd see.
So
They'd go in various places, either underneath or the armpits or around the nipple.
Yeah. That's a quick point. Sometimes when you're doing a scene, right, you could get distracted, and that's not, you'd be like, oh man, let me look the other way. Right now, the whole focus, the whole vibe could be off.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. You see those scars, and you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah. Plan B. What was it?
Linda Gordon. You remember her?
I don't.
Okay. Desiree West, black girl. Old school black girl.
Don't think I ever worked with her.
Okay. Kitten Navidad.
I was in one movie with her. Never worked with her. But she was... she didn't do hardcore.
I work with her.
Oh, you did? Okay. Well,
But that's probably...
Well, you have a different viewpoint than I. Yeah,
Yeah, I worked with her in 1989, 1990. I worked with her 2 or 3 times.
Oh, wow.
Anyway.
I didn't know that she had done that because the only movie that I was in with her, she didn't do the hardcore. It was called Titillation. It was all about the search for the woman who could fit this brass bra.
Oh, she had big tits. Yeah.
Yeah, bronze, actually.
Natural tits, too, yeah.
No,
No?
half,
Hers were half natural?
as far as I know.
Okay.
I mean, I've felt them.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's long. That's a long time ago.
Well, you can feel the nice part and then the implant part. So I think she had implants behind the nice part. I don't know, whatever. I may be wrong.
Yeah, I remember doing a scene in Jacuzzi, one of the scenes. But she was nice. This is way back, you know.
Yeah, she is nice. Yeah, that's very sweet.
She's very sweet, yeah.
Very sweet kind of
How about Annette Haven?
back home girl. Oh gosh.
Move on.
Yeah, I was stuck out on an island in Kauai for John Derek and Bo.
Bo and John Derek?
Yeah.
Really?
We were shooting at
A porno?
yeah,
They were shooting porno?
the Pali Coast, yes.
Bo Derek?
Well, she wasn't in it, she was a producer.
She was there?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I saw her running on that beach, and I'm saying she has decent tits, but nothing. It looks like pretty average. So, what was the look of Bo Derek in real life?
The same. She,
Cute, just
well, this was their only hardcore film.
yeah. But just the way she looked. How did she look?
Oh, she looked great. But then
She's pretty?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Let me fill you in on this. We were stuck on the Nepali coast in Kauai, the furthermost island in Hawaii, for 10 days, camping out, sleeping bags on the sand. Nobody else, deserted. Nobody goes there. You can only reach it by helicopter or boat. We were dropped off by helicopter for 10 days. And
Wow.
and to shoot this film called Love You, which turns out to be a gorgeous movie. But at the time, it was hell. It was real hell. I got into a fight with John. I almost wanted to take the next helicopter ride home if one ever came by. He had to write giant help in the sand so that anybody flying by could see this help way down there. The only really nice thing that happened while we were shooting that movie was we saw a helicopter land on the second beach way down below, and 2 people got out, started walking up toward us, and John said, okay, that's a cut for the day, because of the noise of the helicopter and everything. And these people got closer and closer, and the guy started to look familiar. Turns out it was Graham Nash and his mom just coming up for the day to smoke some pot. So we all sat around and got high on the Hawaiian pot and everything. No shooting whatsoever, but it was really cool meeting Graham Nash. Just kicking back for the day. They came in for a picnic lunch, and then they left.
Who's Graham Nash?
Crosby, Stills, Nash, and
Oh, okay.
yeah. A little before your time.
No, I know they have nice music. I've heard 1 or 2 songs I like.
Yeah.
So
That's pretty cool.
So Annette Haven was not fun to work with?
She was a bitch to work with. She's just hard. Just really difficult.
Huh.
Very pretty to look at. Nice eye candy.
Very pretty.
Yeah. And that's what I would always focus in on is the eye candy, because off set she was just insane. Everybody said so.
Wow. Because PT used to go out with her, I guess. That's what PT used to hang out with her. He said, go out with her.
Yeah. Is that what he says too?
He didn't say anything bad about her. But anyways,
Didn't say anything bad?
no, he didn't say anything bad about her.
Oh, did I say anything bad about her?
No.
Oh, good. Because I don't really.
Besides being a bitch. No.
Oh, did I say bitch?
Rhonda Joe Petty.
Rhonda Jo Petty was a sweetheart. Very easy to work with, hot, sexy. Had a drinking problem. She would have to, in order to perform on set, she would drink quite a bit. And it would show. But yeah, I liked her.
How about Marilyn Chambers?
I never worked with Marilyn. I think I was in a movie with her. I think she was a little on the snooty side because she had already made her fame.
It's amazing, right?
Yeah.
I've seen the girls come in, and all of a sudden they think they're stars, right? I'd be like,
Yeah.
I've been here for 20 years, baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know all the stars of the stars of the stars.
Yeah.
We're talking to the original star,
Yeah.
right? So there we go. So, I mean, think about it, people. Anyway, so let's talk about this. Kay Parker. How was Kay Parker?
Oh, Kay's a real sweetie. Let's see. What can I remember about her?
She was at Bill Margold's funeral.
Oh, yeah, was she? I couldn't make that.
Yeah, she was cool.
I wish I could have, because Bill and I were very close friends. Great guy.
Cool guy.
But Kay was just a sweetheart. I have all just good things to say about her.
Good
First
sex.
time I saw Kay was in Firestorm, the filming of Firestorm. We were in this fantastic mansion with this humongous room, looked like a ballroom that size, and the girls' dressing area was in one far corner, and the guys' dressing area was in another corner. And I looked way over there because I knew I was going to do a scene with her. I was going to work with her. And I'm checking her out, you know, and she takes off her top with her back to me. And I see these boobs coming out to the side, and I think, oh, wow, okay, toys.
They're big as hell, huh?
Toys, oh, goody, bring them on over. And yeah, from that point on, we just hit it off. I like that.
She was real nice when I met her. She was
Great
very
film too, by the way.
Yeah.
Firestorm.
Firestorm.
Yeah, my favorite. One of my favorite films.
Oh, we forgot to talk about. Some people say Jamie Gillis was a pretty big star in those days, in the 70s and the early 80s.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Jamie was one of the most unusual guys I think I've ever known. I learned a lot about him from the Realtor Report. And wow, I never knew all this shit was going down. But a lot of things that I didn't even know were happening. Like he was accused of murder and everything like that.
Wow.
Twice they arrested him. When he didn't do it at all, eventually, I think after his death or something, they found the real killer. But it's a horror story that I never knew was going on with Jamie. But he was a very intelligent actor, and I loved being on a set with him because we could just talk and just, he'd have all kinds of stories and stuff. He was one of the good ones, one of the good guys back then.
I liked him.
Yeah.
We did a couple scenes together, side by side.
Good.
How about Amber Lynn?
Amber Lynn. Oh, yeah. My love.
Yeah?
Oh, love.
Oh, this is great.
Oh, wow. I had this, I played a robot in Ultimate Lover, where these two scientists build this man that can get hard and everything. They made a mold of me and all that kind of stuff. And you can see this torso, it's just the torso. You can see the erection happening and everything, and squirts. And it's wild. And then the full me is finally revealed, and I play this ultimate lover who goes awry and fucks everything in sight and can't get enough. You know, and I had a lot of sex scenes in that movie. So, but anyway, Amber was my love. They created her to satisfy me.
Okay.
And
so she was great?
So she was great. And it's a beautiful love scene. Yeah, wow.
A good fuck?
Good fuck.
I heard. Pierre North said she was very good.
I worked several times with her, and I liked every single time.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. That's the first one I've heard so far.
What was the first thing out of my mouth? I think it was woof. I haven't done a woof in a long time.
Tracy Lords.
Tracy Lords was so gorgeous. And the only thing I didn't like about Tracy Lords, even it's just wonderful eye candy. And what was the word you used?
Goods.
Goods. And the goods were good. But the thing I didn't like about her is she's a screamer. And to me, that's all so phony that it's overboard and it was distracting to me. So I find it kind of difficult to work with her.
Really?
Yeah.
But she was beautiful?
Beautiful.
Beautiful, right?
Oh,
Those
gorgeous.
tits.
Tits, those young tits.
She was beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it. You can't take it away from her.
That's it. Yeah.
She's beautiful and hot.
Yeah. You got it. Those are the goods.
How about Stacey Donovan?
Oh, another sweetheart.
Beautiful, right?
I almost wanted to, like marry her or something like that.
Yeah?
You fall in love sometimes, and you just like, oh, this is neat. We had a good rapport together.
Huh?
I liked working with her, and if I like somebody too much, though, then I don't really want to do a scene with them. Figure that out.
But from the pictures, she just looked really pretty. Was she really pretty?
Very pretty.
Looks. She had a fat pussy the way I like. She looked really like the one I would have loved. I might have fell in love with her too.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there's a few of them around, that you say, oh, if only, or whatever,
How about Danielle, the blonde?
I only worked with Danielle once, to my knowledge, and that was on a yacht in Miami, and that was hot.
She looks sexy.
Hot scene.
She's horny, right?
I guess so. I wish I'd known her better, but I think it was only that one time.
She had a fat pussy the way I like, the way it looked like.
You like going like that? Okay.
But she looked great, so she was pretty good.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh yeah, I had a good time on that yacht.
Christy Canyon.
Oh, Christy Canyon is another one that I really liked a lot. I still like. We're friends now, even. It's like, wow, what a sweetheart.
Is that real? I mean, I know it's real, but it's like incredible.
Those are, yeah.
No. Her personality.
Oh, the personality.
So you talk about personalities. There you go. She's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's somebody that you could just naturally fall in love with in a second.
So sweet, right?
Oh, so sweet.
Unbelievable. I mean, for me, she's one of the sweetest people in the world that I know.
Yeah.
And in the business, for sure. I mean, how many are that sweet? It's hard to say. Not that many. But she's unbelievable.
And a lot of them get, totally ruined by the industry and they go off the deep end and everything like that. But she has just managed to just hang in there, and that's Christy. That's there.
She's an
wow.
incredible person.
Yeah.
How about Taja Ray?
Ooh. Wow.
She looks sexy.
Another one.
Oh, I hear that. Oh, there, that must have been something.
Oh no, another one that I really could have. Yeah. I mean, I loved her. I thought she was just so sweet. I had such great scenes with her too. Another double cum.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Oh, so good stuff.
Yeah, another double cum.
You put it in and you said, oh shit. Oops.
I said, hang on guys, you want another one? I got it for you.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
How about this one? This one's a little bit rough because of the situation. But for me, when I looked at the magazines and I saw her, I said, man, she looks so fucking pretty. Mm-hmm. So cute. That's the kind of blonde I would like.
Okay.
To look. Her and Stacey Donovan, this girl.
Yeah.
Shauna Grant.
Oh, wow. Such a sad story, but absolutely gorgeous. Just the Midwest, beautiful girl, but troubled. I could I pick up on vibes. And I could feel that there's something going on in there that doesn't meet the eye. And it turns out, I guess I was kind of right, but it probably was the coke. It was probably the coke.
But she was good fuck?
Oh.
Unbelievable. She looks so pretty, huh?
Oh, yeah. Just so, I mean, it's extremely rare in our industry where you see real blonde pubes, platinum blonde, real platinum blonde, not bleached. Yeah, her pubes were just like gorgeous.
She looked so
Just so.
so good, right?
I mean, she could have done modeling and everything.
She looked great. Was she tall or was she short?
Medium,
Yeah, 5'4" or something like that.
I guess. Yeah, 5'4", 5'5".
Okay, just fucking beautiful, right? Megan Lee.
Hips were a little bit too large, but that's okay.
Oh, really? She had some hips?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but I mean that's just
Midwest hips?
Midwest, yeah, bone structure.
Made for babies. Huh, that's a trip. I didn't know that, yeah. Megan Lee.
Megan Lee. I can't picture her.
She
Oh,
Megan Leigh? No, okay. Candy Evans. Did you miss her?
oh. Is that the cute little thing, Candy Evans?
She had a hard body and
Hard body,
Yeah.
not together. I mean, yeah. I think I know who you're talking about.
yeah. I was before my time.
Oh, okay. Well, I wish I had had a scene with her.
She looked good.
Well, I had her mount my face, and I buried myself in it.
Fat pussy. She looks great.
Oh, well, yeah. It was just. I was having things going on down below here from somebody else, and then she was riding in my face, and so I was enjoying myself back there, and it was a good scene.
You know, a girl just came to my head for some reason, and I've been thinking about this girl, Sheena Horn.
Yes, Sheena Horn was the girlfriend of Scotty Fox,
Oh, yeah?
and I found it kind of interesting that I had to do scenes with her in front of Scotty. But then again, that happens a lot. But she was a pretty thing too. A very sweet little voice.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, very.
She looked pretty. She had that pretty look.
She was pretty. I had this really pretty scene with her in a fake fog, fog machines and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And they put it all in slow-mo because it was so pretty. And it looked like a dream sequence, So that was nice.
So she was good.
Yeah, worked with her probably maybe half a dozen times.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's good enough time. All right, here we go with I thought was the queen of the 80s, Ginger Lynn.
Ginger. I dated her for 6 months.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. She lived in Topanga Canyon, and I lived in Sunland in the North Valley. And the trip between us was
45 minutes.
at least closer to an hour. And so that was kind of, I spend the night with her over there, and then she'd spend the night with me at my place. We'd get together as much as we possibly could. I had some of my hottest scenes with her in films. She was a sweetheart. And there was one movie that I did where I had my entire right leg in a cast, and I was in a wheelchair. Why they did that, I don't know. My leg wasn't broken. In fact, I'm sure I asked them, "What are you doing? Why are you doing this to me?" So they had their reasons. I don't know what they were. But anyway, so I get one of the most fantastic blowjobs I think that I've ever done with Ginger. And I think probably the reason is because I just had to sit there incapacitated. There's nothing I could do about it except enjoy with her. And then the final scene, there was a three-way with another girl, I forget her name. Anyway, here I with this damn cast, trying to, have you ever tried to do a doggy style or something like that,
Oh, I can imagine it's going to be rough.
Oh my God, it was like ridiculous. But it was like, thank goodness these two girls were just sexy as hell, Ginger and somebody else. But anyway, she got into coke a lot, and I was doing coke too, and it just got to a point where the trip alone, just driving to each other, was too much, and I couldn't supply enough coke. We went to a party once where the coke was free flowing, and she just kind of left me for whoever had the much as the most coke, you know.
Or
And so I just kind of like, I brought her here to the party, and she's leaving me and wandering off to whoever's got the most blow. So I just left her there and went home. That was that was the end of our relationship. Then she met Charlie Sheen. So I was before Charlie.
she said, I asked her about some of the guys that, a yay. So she gave you a double yay.
She gave me a double yay?
Yay, yay.
Well, I give her a triple yay. She was great.
Is she great fuck? She looks so, she's got like a lot of passion on her, right? In her?
Oh, God. Just bubbly, over bubbling, like a...
passion and sweet too, huh?
And
right?
sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, she's just so much fun.
Yeah, she seemed really, I interviewed her,
Yeah,
but I mean...
the coke thing was like a destructive force in a lot of people's lives.
Yeah.
And so those are kind of sad times.
All right, let's talk about Coke. Did you see Coke on the set?
I saw the line at the bathroom.
On the set?
Oh, sure.
Really?
I made a joke about it, There's like a line going into the bathroom where people can like cut a few lines or something before they go on the set.
Really?
Yeah.
This is on the 70s or 80s?
80s, I would imagine, yeah.
So
Yeah,
more
80s.
Coke in the 80s?
Oh, yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah. I guess that's when it was. Let's see. Trying to think of the sets. Ginger was West Coast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it had to have been the 80s.
Did you do drugs on a set? Do Coke?
No, never.
Huh?
No.
You can't perform with being on Coke, can you?
No.
No way, right?
No, nothing. The thing about Coke is on the set with the girls, I figured this out. I would have a nice hard on going, and everything like that. Then when a girl starts going down on me or something and I start to wilt, and I'm thinking, wait a second, I can't feel anything anymore. And I realized that all the Coke is in the nose and dripping down into the saliva of the girls. So when they start to go down on you, all of a sudden you lose feeling. You can't even feel your own dick anymore, and it just kind of wilts you. And it took me a while to figure that one out.
Oh.
So then basically you just kind of wash it off with the pussy.
That's cool.
It works.
So, okay, so you've seen a lot of drugs on a set then, pretty much.
And you don't see it.
No, it was in a bathroom. All right.
It's either in the bathroom. Plus, there were a lot of addicts, I think, in the industry that I didn't even realize at the time. But people would hide it.
Okay. What's the most money you ever made in 1 year in the business?
I have no idea.
50,000, 100,000, somewhere around there?
Not as much as you, probably. I mean, not as much as most, because I was dumb. I sold myself cheap. I really don't know. I'd have to look at my tax records, but I did okay. I did all right.
Okay. What about, how do you feel? Because Pt said sex and drugs, they go so good together, hand in hand. You get to such a high level, when you're together, mentally and physically.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about sex and drugs and sex? I mean, sex and drugs.
The only drug that I really enjoyed sex on was acid and mushrooms.
Yeah.
That's you couldn't get me out of the sack with. I mean, you could, but expect sex every 10 minutes, because on and on and on. It's so elating. It's just incredible on a trip and acid. But anything else, Coke, forget it.
Heroin?
Oh, that's a loser right there. No.
Meth?
Same. I just don't like drugs.
But you...
Sex. I like sex for what it is.
Okay.
And the cleaner, the better, except for acid. That really was incredible.
PT said it melts you together or something like that.
You what?
PT said that when you do the acid and have sex, you like melt together.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good description.
Yeah.
It's like becoming one with the person you are with. and sharing the feeling and the incredible. I can't even describe how the good feeling is magnified so much.
How many movies did you direct?
69, according to the
Okay.
odd number, 69.
Do you have any favorite directors back in the day?
Damiano, Cecil Howard, Ron Sullivan.
I love Ron Sullivan.
I have three favorites.
Yeah, Ron Sullivan was great.
Henri Pichard, yes. They were great people.
I like Ron quite a bit. Yeah. I mean, Gerard, I work with him, but I didn't work with the other guy. But I can speak for Ron. What a guy.
Yeah. I learned a lot from all of them as far as my directing myself goes, becoming a director. I took from each one something.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Learned.
What do you think of the new breed of actors after your generation? Or let's say there's two more generations, or now there's probably three generations. But you're probably familiar with my generation, right? Because the next generation, you weren't around so much, I don't think.
No.
Right?
I don't have a clue as to what the business is like nowadays.
Right.
Really not a clue.
So, yeah, I guess...
It's basically returned to loops. It's gone back to the loop days.
Kind of, a little bit higher class.
Higher quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, HD.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes they're, high passion. A lot of people using pharmaceuticals to help them do the scene, from what I hear. But anyways, let's talk about... My generation is kind of like in the Peter North, Tom Byron, Mark Wallace, similar, very close to that time, don't you think? Mm-hmm. Very close.
Yep.
What do you think of that generation compared to your generation?
Well, I'm not that fond of the early days, except for the fact that I was there, and I can talk about it historically. I really liked the larger budget films, the golden age, they call it. The golden age of films.
But what do you really consider the golden age? Would that be 71 to 80?
I would say the 80s.
80s, really?
Just the 80s, from 1980 to 1980.
That's the golden age?
Pretty much. Yeah, that's when budgets were high. That's where people cared. That's where people were trying to do something good, something different.
Okay.
And those were the golden days. The actors were good. The production values were good. Even myself, I tried to make movies for couples. I would spend a lot of time, as you know, on the lighting and the cinematography. I would even shoot camera myself. I was a cameraman.
I remember.
Yeah, I was the school photographer in my senior year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so cameras and me have been around for a long time. So I knew a lot about lighting. I knew a lot about cameras and stuff. So I loved shooting. I worked for Dreamland Entertainment.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Who was Dreamland?
Well, his name was Gary Gibbs.
Gary Gibbs.
Yeah, Jerry Ross. Jerry Ross was his stage name. Dreamland. It's Jerry Ross.
Okay.
And I worked as his director cameraman for several movies, and also editor. I edited for him also. So he was a fun guy. But I liked all aspects. I really liked editing my own productions too, especially when it turned digital. As you know, it's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, it's quicker. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
So this is we're at the very end here. I want to thank you again for coming,
Well, thanks for having me.
taking your time.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Thank you. It's been
Brought
fun.
back a lot of memories that I'd forgotten about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like an awakening, talking about the old days and everything. So thank you very much.
Yeah, I love the old days, and thank you for hiring me when you did.
I'd do it again on a flash if I
Thank
had
you.
the energy to have a 16-hour day. That's the thing. I thought about it. People have asked if I wanted to direct again, and I thought, I don't think I could hold up.
The last question is, Can you describe your experience in the business in 2 words?
Lots of fun. LOTSA.
I agree.
Thanks.
TZ Boy TV, we're out. Thank you.
All right. Take care.